Wouldn't it be nice if there was an AI model that can generate longer videos? What if it could generate 4K too, and with sound? What if it was also open source? Well, folks, we actually have this right now. So LTX2 just dropped, and this is a video generator with audio natively built in, just like Sora and Veo. Plus, you can generate 4K videos, and you can even generate videos that are 20 seconds long, plus they're gonna open source this, which is amazing. So in this video, I'm gonna go over all the cool things that it can do, plus its limitations, and of course, I'm also gonna compare it with the other leading AI video models out there so you can see how good this is. Let's jump right in. So here's what the interface looks like. I'll link to this in the description below. You can sign up for free and get some free credits to try this out. I'll talk more about its specs and also open source options later in the video, but let's jump right in and start testing this out. So here they offer two different options. There's text to video and image to video. Let's try out some text to video examples. For my first prompt, let's put a job interview gone wrong. And yes, I'm going to use the Pro model, and for all my videos, I'm going to select 4K so you can see the highest quality that this can produce. And that's pretty much it. Let's click generate. All right, and here's what we get.
So, my greatest weakness, I guess I sometimes care too much.
Okay, I actually laughed out loud at this one. It's pretty unexpected, but it actually handled this prompt pretty well. This is indeed a job interview gone wrong. You can see the lip sync is perfect because this has audio natively built in, and I mean all the physics, the reflections on the table are correct, her expressions are very realistic. This is a very good quality model. For your reference, here's the same prompt with Google's Veo 3.
Can you clarify your answer?
That doesn't seem to align with your resume.
I must have misspoken. Sorry.
You know, the quality is pretty similar, but I guess LTX2 is a bit funnier, plus LTX2 is going to be open source, so extra points for that. Alright, next, let's try a 90s sitcom scene. I'm going to leave the rest of the settings the same, and again, it's going to be 4K. Let's click generate.
Well, that's just my 2 cents.
Oh, Mark, you always grab me up.
Hey, I try.
You know, this actually looks like a 90s sitcom scene. It has pretty good world understanding. Now, there are some flaws with this video. For example, the left edge has some like rainbow colors to it for some reason, but it's pretty good. I mean, it even knows that the aspect ratio should be not widescreen, and that's why it decided to like crop the edges, because in the 90s, there wasn't really any widescreen format on TVs. So it actually handled this very well. And for your reference, here's the same prompt with Google's Veo 3.
Well, if this is what adulting feels like, pass me back with a manual.
At least for me, I prefer LTX2's generation. It does have a more 90s vibe to it, whereas for Veo 3.1, the background and appearance of everything don't really have that 90s feel. Alright, now like I said at the beginning, this can generate videos up to 20 seconds long, so let's try this feature out. First, for the prompt, let's get it to generate a podcast episode between two hosts. They're talking about how the progress of AI is driving everyone insane. Now, here's the thing. In order to generate 20-second videos, currently it's only available in this fast version. And then currently it's only available in 1080p. So after I select these two settings, then I can select this duration dropdown and select 20 seconds. Anyways, let's click generate and see what we get.
The speed at which AI is evolving is genuinely unsettling. It feels like we're losing control.
There's a constant pressure to keep up, and it's driving people insane.
It's not just about jobs. It's about our sense of identity, our place in the world.
The constant change is exhausting, and the fear of being left behind is palpable. People are just anxious and tired.
I think the real problem is the relentless pace. We need to slow down and think about what we're doing.
And you know, for the most part, the context is absolutely correct. Like, the stuff they're talking about actually makes sense. Again, the lip sync, the expressions are very realistic. This does look like a legit podcast episode between two hosts. The only like minor flaws I can spot are like, I don't know what those black objects are dangling at the top. Plus there are some like slight detail errors with the mics and the headphones. But other than that, I mean, this looks super realistic. And for your reference, here's the same prompt with Google's Veo 3.1.
I swear, every time I blink, AI is one step closer to breaking reality.
It's like we're all losing our minds, but hey, at least the bots are getting smarter, right?
So I guess this one is not bad either. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer. Next up, let's see if it can do like 3D animation style. And let's get this princess to sing in an enchanted forest. So let's also test out if it can generate singing. Now for the model, I'm going to go back to Pro and I'm going to select 8 seconds at 4K. Let's click generate.
In this enchanted place, dreams take flight.
And for the most part, again, this is really good. It actually follows my prompt really well. This is indeed a princess singing in an enchanted forest with some, I don't know what the hell those are, like donkey, kangaroo creatures in the background. And this is in Disney Pixar style. Very impressive. And notice the resolution and the details are really good. I mean, this is a 4K video, so you can even make out the details of her eyelids and her dress. Like, this is very high resolution and sharp. For your reference, here's the same prompt with Google's Veo 3.
This magic lives inside us all, if only we believe.
That generation is not bad either. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer. On the note of Disney princesses, let's also try one of my favorite prompts, which not a lot of video generators could get correct. So it's going to be a princess wearing a glittery white dress. She's running away from a massive red dragon with glowing red eyes. 3D Disney Pixar style. Again, it's going to be 8 seconds at 4K. Let's click generate. Wow, I'm really impressed by this generation. It follows my prompt perfectly. This does look like the princess is running away from a really scary, massive red dragon. The sound effects are all correct. It even includes like the dragon snapping some tree branches. The movements are pretty high action, so this isn't like in slow motion that we've seen with previous video models. This is really good. And then for your reference, here's the same prompt with the other video generators, including Hailuo and Kling, which historically have been the best models for this prompt. However, note that they don't have sound. So again, in this instance, I would have to give the point to LTX2. Not only did it execute this prompt beautifully, but it includes sound, and it's in 4K. Next, let's try some higher action, more dramatic scenes. So here it's going to be a quick zoom up to a man's face looking very confused. He's in the middle of a crowded, busy marketplace with explosions everywhere. The camera rotates around him quickly as he looks around in panic. Fast camera movements, cinematic. And I explicitly included keywords like quick zoom up and camera rotates to see if LTX2 can follow my camera specifications. It's also testing if it can generate expressions and a really chaotic scene. So again, I'm going to keep these settings the same and click generate. Okay, the audio was a bit weird this time. The audio quality is not great, but the video quality is actually amazing. This does look like a really crowded marketplace with explosions everywhere. It does quickly zoom up to the man's face, and then it orbits around his face as he looks confused. So it follows the prompt really well. The video quality is awesome, but the audio in this case is a bit strange. And then for your reference, here's the same prompt with some other top video models. They're all pretty good, but notice that LTX2 is the only one with sound. Kling 2.5 actually looks pretty good here, but it doesn't have sound and it's not 4K. So again, I would have to give the point to LTX2. Here's another high action prompt, which not a lot of video generators could get correct. We have a group of ninjas ambushing a heavily armored samurai in a bamboo forest with swift sword strikes, acrobatic flips, and leaves swirling in the wind. Let's see what it gives us. That was pretty good. It's not perfect. You can see some errors in the details, especially with like the bamboo and the edges and faces of the characters as they move around, but this is a super high action scene. And again, it follows my prompt really well. Like, this does look like a group of ninjas ambushing this samurai in a bamboo forest. And even the fight scene looks pretty good. They are trying to attack this dude with their swords. And the audio is very good. And then for your reference, here's the same prompt with the other video generators. I would say the only one that comes close is the recent Hailuo 2.3, but it doesn't have sound and it's not 4K. And if you look at Sora 2 and Veo 3.1, the physics are just really weird and they're moving very slowly. they can't actually generate some high action fight scenes. Alright, now instead of text to video, let's try image to video. First, let's see if it can make some influencer TikTok style videos. This of course would be super useful for creating UGC. So here's just a random photo of some woman holding this diffuser. I'm gonna upload this to be the first frame of the video, and then for the prompt, let's just write TikTok style video. She is promoting this diffuser called Aroma. And yes, let's leave this at Pro, and I'm gonna set this to 4K 8 seconds. Okay, here's what we get.
Hey guys, I'm so excited to share my new favorite diffuser with you. This is the Aroma diffuser. I love using it with my favorite essential oils. It makes my space smell amazing.
This looks really good. It's indeed this influencer talking about this diffuser, which we named Aroma. Like, this looks like a legit TikTok influencer style video. So now with LTX2, you can easily just upload photos of your products or some influencer holding the product and then create unlimited promotion videos on your product. And for your reference, here's the same prompt with Google's Veo 3.1.
Hey everyone, check out this amazing diffuser called Aroma. It's super easy to use and makes my space smell incredible.
Now, the problem with Google 3.1 is it looks way too perfect and cinematic. It even has this slow zoom out effect from the camera, which isn't really common in like amateur TikTok style content. You can see the generation from LTX2 just looks a lot more casual. Alright, next let's try a more epic example. I'm gonna upload this photo of this Godzilla-like creature destroying a city, and for the prompt, I'm gonna put the monster destroys the city, civilians fleeing, high action, shaky camera, cinematic, epic. So here I'm really testing to see if it's able to generate a high action scene while keeping all the details consistent across this really complex starting frame. Let's press generate. Now, for the most part, this is not bad. Like, the video is pretty good. It does preserve all the characters running in the background. The details of Godzilla are very high resolution. Now, again, I find that with these high action destruction or explosion scenes, LTX2 doesn't really generate good quality audio for that. Maybe there are some guardrails in place or something, but it doesn't really generate destruction or explosion sounds very well. Alright, next, time for the standard benchmark, which I have to test for all video models: Will Smith eating spaghetti. It's not the Will Smith that I was expecting. I tried generating this a few more times, but it still wouldn't generate the actual Will Smith. But that's okay because we have image to video, so we can just first generate an image of Will Smith eating spaghetti and then use that as the first frame. So here, let's write, he says, I can't get enough of this, and eats the spaghetti.
I can't get enough of this.
Interestingly, it decided to give him a British accent for some reason, but it does make him speak out my specified dialogue, and he is eating the spaghetti. However, that being said, this generation doesn't look as realistic as what I got from Veo 3.1, which I'm going to play for you right now.
I can't get enough of this.
Next, let's also try an anime example. So I'm going to upload this image as the start frame, and then for the prompt, let's give them some stuff to say. So the guy should say this, and then the girl should say this.
いい化粧だな。
雲が気待ちじゅうない。
Yikes, that generation wasn't too good. The Japanese doesn't sound correct, and the details of their faces are kind of weird towards the end of the video. Here's the same prompt with Veo 3.1, and as you can see, this looks and sounds slightly better.
いい景色だな。
風が気持ちいいね。
Next, I also wanted to see if it can do dancing and singing. So I'm going to upload this image, and it's going to be a K-pop group singing and dancing on stage. And to make it more challenging, let's see if it can generate a Korean pop song. You know, this is actually not bad. At least the song sounds vaguely Korean, plus they're dancing in sync. There's no like deformed limbs or anything. The details of all the dancers look pretty consistent and coherent across the entire video. For your reference, here's the same prompt with Veo 3.1, and as you can see, it couldn't really generate a Korean pop song.
Under the magenta lights, we ignite the fire. Follow the beat now, watch us rise higher.
So in this case, in terms of actually following my prompt and generating a K-pop song, I would have to give the point to LTX2. Next, I also ran some really tricky physics and anatomy and prompt understanding prompts to really test out its limitations. So here the prompt is a man riding a unicycle and juggling red balls. Even after like 3 generations, LTX2 just refuses to generate a unicycle. It always generates a bicycle. Plus, the juggling is also not correct. So if you want to generate, these like circus tricks or other physically challenging actions, then Hailuo or Kling would be a better option. And then here's a test on its prompt understanding. The prompt is super complicated with a lot of elements. So the prompt is a ballerina, practices spins in a sunlit studio with mirrored walls and bar equipment scattered with point shoes and sheet music. A rabbit watches atop a grand piano. Outside the large window, an elephant balances on a circus ball. And as you can see, the generation from LTX2 is just absolutely horrific. Like her head seems to be completely detached. And then there's some really strange creature on the piano, which does not look like a rabbit. And then even the elephants outside are just really weird. This is a very strange generation. So at least for this prompt for generating really complex elements and following everything you specify in the prompt, I would have to give the point to Hailuo 2.3. Here's another physics test. So here the prompt is a time lapse of water in a glass that is left outside in the cold. The water slowly freezes, and the generation from Hailuo 2.3 looks the most physically correct. So the water is supposed to gradually freeze, and the water level is supposed to go up slightly. However, if you look at LTX2, everything just looks really weird. I don't know why it starts to develop these like snowflake patterns on the outside of the glass, but it's just not physically correct. And interestingly, we see the same thing with Veo 3.1. And then here the prompt is a gymnast performs a flip on a balance beam, and this is to test out its understanding of anatomy. And as you can see, LTX2 did a pretty horrendous job of this. Like her head is in the wrong direction. At one point, she has like 3 legs. This is not very good. So if you want to generate gymnastic scenes like this, then actually Kling 2.5 is currently the best option. So those are the limitations of LTX2, but other than that, I mean, it's a very powerful and robust model that can do a lot of different things. Plus, again, this is the one and only model we have right now that can generate 4K videos with sound or videos of up to 20 seconds long, plus it's going to be open source. So I mean, with all these features, this easily makes LTX2 one of the top video models out there. Next, let's go over the specs of this. So LTX2, like I said, has audio natively built in, like Veo and Sora. Plus, it can generate up to 4K resolution at 50 frames per second, which is incredibly powerful. Plus here it says you can potentially even run this on consumer-grade GPUs. Now, I did mention this is going to be open source, so some of you are probably dying to know how to download this and run it locally on your computer, and whether this is uncensored or whether you can train lores with it. So here it says the open weights and the training code will be released later this fall. I believe they're aiming towards like end of November. So it's not out yet, but I'll definitely make a full installation tutorial on LTX2 once the models are released. And here it says it's efficient enough to run on high-end consumer GPUs. So I'm assuming that means like 24 gigabytes of VRAM, but I mean, this is just the base model. Once they open source this, I'm sure the community is going to quantize this and make even smaller versions that can run on lower VRAM. Anyways, for now, you can try out LTX2 online on their LTX platform. The online interface is pretty straightforward to understand and use. Here is where you can choose to generate a video, and here is where you can upload an optional image to use as the start frame. If you don't upload an image, then it's basically text to video. Currently, they offer 2 different options of LTX2. There's a Pro model, which is higher quality, but a bit slower, and then a fast version, which generates a bit faster. But honestly, even the Pro model generates pretty quickly on their platform. notice that you can select from all these different durations. Again, for the 20-second option, it's currently only available using the fast model at 1080p resolution. Now, in addition to choosing these different durations, we also have these different resolutions. One other thing to note is that for all generations from LTX2, they only support 16:9 aspect ratio. So this can't generate like vertical TikTok style videos. So that sums up my review on LTX2. As you can see, this is a very powerful model capable of generating many different types of videos. And it's just awesome that it has so many features built in, including native audio synchronization, 4K resolution, up to 50 frames per second, or up to 20 seconds, plus this is going to be open source. You can sign up for free on their online platform and get some free credits to try this out. And once they open source the model, I'll definitely do a full installation tutorial on how to set this up so you can run it locally for free and unlimited times on your computer. Stay tuned for that. As always, I will be on the lookout for the top AI news and tools to share with you. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. Also, there's just so much happening in the world of AI every week. I can't possibly cover everything on my YouTube channel. So to really stay up to date with all that's going on in AI, be sure to subscribe to my free weekly newsletter. The link to that will be in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.